Good afternoon. So imagine you're a security guard member standing in front of the outpost, and all of a sudden you see unknown vehicle with weapons approaching the campus. The only way you can do that is to either run or bike to inform your fellow security guard members. That process can take up to 10 to 20 minutes, and by the time you know it, you've already run out of time. So due to lack of communication, Boko Haram terrorist attacks are causing the students' lives to be at risk. So my name is Heather Guzman.
My name is Aurelia Galvano.
My name is John Ganong.
My name is Nikita Tupenko.
My name is Alon Walney.
Just turn that mic off. We'll edit it out. Talk loud.
So as to what I said before, the lack of communication, the students' lives are at risk, and the oppositions can either range from terrorist attacks into thieving. And two other common things that can occur is insider infiltration and infrontal raids. Infrontal raids are unknown cars approaching the campus with weapons, and insider infiltration is you don't know who could be Boko Haram or who staff member could be. So as the communication team, we're coming together to improve the lack of communication at Barnwell State University so that the students' lives can be safer.
So our plan is that
We are going to.
sorry.
It's fine. Here, I got it.
So our plan is that we're going to buy.
So I'm not in the frame. Start over.
All right. So our plan is to sort of upgrade the communication system of Barnwell State University, and the basic thing that we can do is give them walkie-talkies. We are going to provide them Motorola GP399s, and they have a reach of 10 kilometers, which is 6 miles in a radius. And for a backup thing, so that's for the security, by the way. For the free chat, we're going to use WhatsApp, and that's for faculty, staff, and all of that, so that people can get announcements about any emergencies or any information that they may need to know for announcements.
So we proposed walkie-talkies in a WhatsApp group chat, and now we're going to talk about why, get more in depth into it. So in the past, as previously mentioned by my peer, an individual on a bike would bike around Borno State University to alert other security members of threats on campus. That kills valuable time, and which is indispensable. So yeah, for the future, which is what we're proposing, we propose walkie-talkies, which provide quick and fast communication, which is much more efficient than biking around, because 10 minutes can be turned to a couple seconds, and even faster with the use of codes from our partner group. And also the WhatsApp group chat, as mentioned, it provides a really fast way, not just for security, but also to alert the staff of an alert on campus. So the alerts can be treated with calmness and not hysteria. Thank you. So we'll also look at the SWOT analysis. So the strengths is that it's long distance, as mentioned. So instead of biking, it's radio. It's easily scalable, so as the university grows, which it will obviously require more walkie-talkies, more communications, and that can be easily done. It is widely used as well as a strength, so it's not something brand new, it's not something unknown to the wider public. And also for opportunities, it's very easy to use, it's very quick, it's very easy to train people on how to use it. And yeah, the main weakness limited distance, but those areas that are in that limited distance area are not super, like, they don't require heavy security compared to the areas where it will matter. So,
So, as I said earlier, the radios are meant for like certain places. All the green spots and squares and circles are meant to be areas for which I would recommend that we put these walkie-talkies. If we have walkie-talkies in these areas, then we can reach just about anywhere on university grounds. And more importantly, the information will be much more clear because the frequencies will be much closer to each other. And so we're going to get 15 walkie-talkies, but we don't need to use all of them at once. So we can have 8 to 10 walkie-talkies in use at a time. So this is what I would recommend we sort of have areas for with walkie-talkies.
So we created this spreadsheet to make everything very simplistic. 3 things we're basically including in our budget: walkie-talkies, the handbook, and WhatsApp. The walkie-talkies are kind of our most expensive thing. We created a bundle of 10 and 5 to achieve our goal of 15 walkie-talkies, which equals to about 720,000 naira, equivalent to $926.64. Next thing is WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a free app that is commonly used in Nigeria and also the United States and all around the world. We were able to figure it out so that everyone in the school is able to get the information they need through WhatsApp in case there is something like weather or another type of walkie-talkies for some reason cannot be used. And lastly is the handbooks. The handbooks are instructional booklets. I believe you got a copy of the handbooks to understand how these walkie-talkies and the WhatsApp will be used and when it will be used. And that's the exact thing that we would present to the security team as well as anyone using it. And so in total, we're looking for 729,242 and 68 equivalent to $941.64 US dollars. We've also created a 4-step plan to implement as we progress through introducing walkie-talkies and other forms of communication. So in August of 2023, we are setting the approval to the security team as well as the rest of Borno State University. And then also in August 2023, we would educate that staff and anyone who would be using the communications devices, WhatsApp and the walkie-talkies would be introduced through our handbooks, getting to know the walkie-talkies before getting their hands on. And then August to September of 2023, that's when the actual equipment would be provided and implemented into the school. This is where everything that they've learned from the past month really goes into doing more hands-on. And then in September of 2023, we're doing basically a checkup, seeing how things are going, see what has worked, see what has not worked, see if they've changed anything. It's really just like, hey, how are you guys doing? How are things going? That's our 4-step plan.
Okay, in front of you, you have the handbooks, the communication guidelines, and this is basically what our trainers will use in order to show the security guards on how to use the walkie-talkies and how to implement them into like daily structure in life, as well as WhatsApp. So if you turn the page, you will see like the step-by-step manual guide on how to set up walkie-talkies and how to use them in day-to-day use. This will be very important for our trainers to use and to show how to the security guards who may not exactly know how to set up walkie-talkies. That's how they will use them. The following page is the implementation. When they will use it, how they use it, and why they should use it. The when, of course, is during emergencies or communications between each other. The why, of course, as my colleague said, they are currently using bikes or running. So the why is, of course, to make this communication go faster and make the community connected. And how, of course, through the walkie-talkies, which are on the first page of the guideline. Following that is the WhatsApp instructions. So in Nigeria, WhatsApp is also already commonly used. So we can just expand on this and use the guidelines which we provided to download if they do can create group and communities within the entire school campus, as well as you can have only admin reply on the text chain, preventing from other people texting on it, so only important notifications go out to the entire school. The last page has a chart similar to this one up here, and it just has head security, group security, like the regular security members, and then staff and students. This is not at all the level of importance because of course students and staff come first, but this is just how we can try to get the messages from above and keep them going down. So head security can have the most information, and then they can give information to security and staff and pass it down so that the entire school can remain calm and collected during an emergency, and there will be, yeah, that's it. And then these are a few of the resources we use, which include walkie-talkies, university websites, Boko Haram backstory, as well as the backstory of the Borno State University.
Well, guys, well done. I know I've been working with you this week. I really enjoyed your presentation because you were able to give justifiable information how you intend to actually implement the solution. The use of social media is actually a very wise thinking. You guys were able to consider that. And one thing is that WhatsApp do really have the control, because what I'm worried about on the social media is that who's going to control the social media? But when I look at your pyramid, I was kind of like, oh, this makes sense. So it shows that there are people who are going to have control over, and the only thing that I didn't see is it that when students register into the university, they get added into the WhatsApp group, or how do you intend? Because if random people can actually be on that platform, then that's not really going to make sense. But apart from that, you guys have really come up with a very good initiative. And I totally agree with the idea of using walkie-talkies, because it's the fastest way to communicate with the security. And talking about weather, I don't think we have tornadoes or a weather that is really going to make the communication to be really hard. So this is really an impressive idea, and the implementation plan is really amazing. So thank you so much, guys, for putting this together. I really love it.
I thought it was very well thought out. You took one of the biggest issues and came up with a solution that will help them get the information out. I thought you put it all together nicely. I understood what you were trying to do and what your proposal was, and like Umar said, you brought it all together at the end in your conclusion. Good job.
All right, so 90 seconds. So I'll try to give you some pluses and minuses here, but it's overall very, very positive. So great job. Who started off? Was that Heather? Okay. I love the way that you started to set the scene with imagine, and you start telling a story. That's a really great way to engage the audience, and I encourage you to dig into that a little deeper next time and paint a more vibrant picture so that we can put ourselves in that scenario, and then you provide how you're going to solve that problem. But that was a great idea to start with. Nikita, over here. Great job in memorizing the material. You didn't have to consult with a slide much. You spoke directly to the audience. You really knew stuff, and that was impressive. Overall, I would just suggest that for the rest of you, try to minimize the amount of times you look back at the screen, because that means you're not engaging with us. So try to look at us. You can use a note card to memorize it, but I know that this is a really short timeline, so you did great while considering. What else? I had a couple other notes. So as far as the justification goes for this proposal, it's a great idea, and it really speaks for itself. You didn't have to do much convincing, I think, in this case. The only negative hit I would provide is a feasibility analysis insofar as the WhatsApp. It may be a foregone conclusion that it's going to work, but my question would be, do they have reliable Wi-Fi connect to the WhatsApp? Do they have reliable cell phone service? How are they going to connect to the WhatsApp server? So that's something in the future I would consider addressing, is maybe some of those assumptions that you have or that the audience might have, just making it no longer an assumption, if that makes sense. And then the last point, I don't know if I have any time left, is the handout. At first I was a little worried because when you give it an audience a handout in the beginning, it can be distracting and our heads can be down. You didn't reference it at first. I would suggest leading off with don't look at it yet, or waiting to hand it to us later. But I like the way that at the end you said, okay, now open it up and take a look. That was flawlessly executed. So overall, great job, and I think it's a great idea. Thank you.